Take off! It's time for Doug and Ben's Great NASCAR Adventure!
The man never takes a week off. We might take a week off, but he's still there going, when's the cue, boys?
He took last week off. I know that.
He did.
Welcome to NASCAR. I was down there. I wanted to visit with him.
And he wasn't.
But he was on a cruise.
Well, that happens. I'm Ben. This is Doug. We're NasCanucks. We got Keith Campbell in the chat. We got Symmetry in the chat. We got Hit Metalworks in the chat. Apparently. 3 people. It says 2 watching. No, 3 watching. There we are. All right. I have no bandwidth once again. I'm reading up on a thing called efficiency mode, apparently.
Oh, yeah?
In Windows 11. Yeah. Can't turn it off, which could, because I know this is running in efficiency mode.
I got a bunch of shit at my feet that's pissing me off.
Yeah. What's going on here?
Yeah well, you're clear now.
Efficiency mode. How does a fella disable that?
I don't know. Got my nice new wind shirt here. Which one is this? New Hampshire.
There we go. That's current. So yeah, this past weekend, a track that we both attended individually races at. Generally, most Canadians' first track that they ever visit.
My first track.
Same. Well, for a NASCAR race, yes. I attended NASCAR tracks previously, but not for NASCAR events.
Yes,
doesn't count. So Michigan, we had the ARCA series running and Xfinity and the Cup. Trucks had the week off because they're already in playoff mode. So
yes, they are.
Yeah. So ARCA. just zoom in on the front row when you drop the green flag.
Well, you got to take care of that.
Because
you got to take care of that one. Because
typical,
for me,
all right. Well, let me finish. Typical of an ARCA start, as you know and have witnessed, you might as well just zoom in on the front row because by about row 5, when they drop the green, it doesn't seem like everybody hits the gas because some of them, I think they have the same motors that are from their tow vehicles to get to the track. What I'm saying is there was cars that are lapped down by like lap 3 on a 2-mile track. So, but hey, I like the fact that they still allow that much of a disparity in speed. You know, other series would be like, nope, you're not fast enough. You don't even qualify for the race. But they're like, hey, screw it. You got motor and 4 wheels? Sure. Give her. And so yeah, a lot of drafting. And hey, wasn't he Love? I think he won again. He seems to be winning all the races this year. He wins the races that if the Gibbs car doesn't win, he wins. You know, it's one of those situations. So, Frankie Muniz, another top 10. You know, he's just doing the top 10s. Oh no, first top 5 of the year because he was hoping for a top 5. That was the next step. He did finish 5th. That's right. So, not bad.
I did.
It's just a thing.
I didn't get to see the race. I was down in the land of NASCAR. I was down Rock Hill, South Carolina, doing the part-time job thing for 9 days. That's where I got the win shirt. And I was going to say, is it bad that when you walk through the front doors of your favorite NASCAR team's race shop and the receptionist recognizes you?
Or how many people actually walk through those doors?
Sure. Well, and put in context because she remembered me because in the front hall lobby area, right at the thing, there's a little thing for Coy Gibbs, and our first and only guest we've had on the show, Amy Taylor, used to work for Joe Gibbs. Mm-hmm. She gave them a flower when Coy passed, and they still have it in the in the lobby. So I then talked with Melissa,
right?
And and she was like, "You look familiar."
Charles 75N in the chat. What's up, Charles?
Then even the woman that was working in the gift shop there as well, she's like, "You're an efficient shopper," because I went in, I grabbed, I was like, this shirt, I need these 2 decals, I need this koozie. Let's go.
That's how we roll. That's should show. Always look for low lap time. So
yep.
Yeah, ARCA race, like I say, it's typical ARCA race, handful of fast cars, and the rest of them not so much, and swerving a lot of moving pylons, and that's fine. That's ARCA. I'm just happy they still run at the big track of something the size of Michigan. So that brings us into the Xfinity Series, full field, of course, because they don't have charters. Yep, I said it. I don't know what. Very typical Xfinity race in many ways. Again, a lot of drafting, side drafting, which can cause issues. People side drafting a little close to each other, or getting where you're trying to side drive and you take the air off somebody, which I don't know. Nothing wrong with that, I guess. I don't know. But again, pretty straightforward. A lot of the usual suspects were up front. I'm trying to think, did anybody really have issues early in the race other than Allgaier had a late problem?
Yeah.
Pit road incident.
Real problem.
Yeah. Cool. Which, he was doing well. It was kind of his race in many ways. But doesn't that seem like most races? If he doesn't have problems, he's in the hunt. But he's had a lot of problems this year. How
about Junior Motorsports having a problem? Because even, a little later in the race, too, Brandon Jones got into the back of Josh Berry.
Yep. Where, Jones was actually doing well for a change, which was nice to see.
How
Berry,
about
more on him later?
The save by Mayer at one point of the race. He was he was going almost sideways coming out of the one turn.
Right, a week after winning at his home track.
Yeah.
Which for a guy who won his home track, he's just I was like, wow. Good thing you know how to drive a race car, because you wouldn't be an accountant in life or anything. Because there's not a lot of not a lot of brain activity going on, is what I'm saying.
No.
That kid is not the brightest candle on the menorah. So,
no.
Yeah. So, again, it was pretty straightforward. John Henry Nemechek up there for the win. And had some issues with teammates, as one does. He's been...
Well, one time there was all 3 of them in a line.
Yeah, and all 3 of them got into it. And they're like, oh, don't you hate it when that happened? I was waiting for Junior to go, happens to me every 3rd week.
Exactly, yes.
So, yeah, other than that, it was what it was. It wasn't boring, but it wasn't super entertaining. It's Michigan. If you like long green flag runs. And by the way, don't just have stages in ARCA. Back to the ARCA race. If you're going to have a competition caution every 30 laps, why don't you just have stages called stage break? Because you're having non-competitive pit stops all the time now, it seems. ARCA used to be just that lot of series. They had pit crews. Sure, it's a bunch of guys from the shop and you're doing 25-second pit stops, but who cares?
Yeah. And we got to see live pit stops in the Xfinity race. Speaking of pit stops, I can't even say it. Allgaier's team.
Mm-hmm.
Leaving a little early.
Yep. Well, they said, that Jackman tried to stay in midair as long as he could.
Yeah. Yes.
But, yeah, it don't matter. I don't know. It's well, you can have 2 guys over the wall, but you can't, No, you can't have any over the wall. Well, the one guy has to carry 2 tires. No, he doesn't. Because each of the tire changers could carry their own damn tire if you wanted them to.
True.
In fact, the tire carrier, per se, is an obsolete position in many ways, other than to assist in changing the tire, because the jackman becomes a tire changer as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sick of them nickel and diming it down to we're gonna have 3 guys pit the car, and it's no.
It's, sign of the times.
Yeah, we're like, oh, these are all professional. No, these are a bunch of washed out college football players who they teach how to do pit stops.
Yes.
It's not boys back at the shop. Like a lot of them are not very mechanically inclined. They know what to do because they even have different people go over the wall if there's a crash or something. It's not even the normal pit crew that goes over for that. Hey, Terry. So, yeah, we actually had some pit stops, which was nice. I like live pit stops, regardless of talent level. So yeah, brings us into the Cup race, which going into the Cup weekend, Noah Gragson was suspended by Legacy Motorsports, and NASCAR went, really? What for? And they said this reason. Went, oh, okay, yeah, you're right here.
Here we go. Yep.
And so for those who are complaining about First Amendment rights, freedom of speech, and all that, let's remember, NASCAR is a privately owned company, and they get to choose. Guess what? First Amendment, they get to choose who they have driving the races or not. They have the right to do whatever they want, regardless if you agree politically or whatever. I'm just saying, and he's like, oh, I guess I should pay more attention to what I do on social media. You think?
No shit.
You're a professional athlete in the public eye. Put down the White Claw, give your head a shake. Dumbass. Oh, got him out of the sport, as far as I'm concerned. Everyone's like, oh, is he going to have to do what, sensitivity training? What is he going to take? Because they're comparing it to Kyle Larson.
Yeah. Not at all.
Like, well, no, because Kyle did slip a lip of calling someone in a friendly manner. What's up, Mike? Yeah. Whether the nationality of him was that or not, but you can't say that.
Yep.
But yeah, whereas I think we know it's someone's political leanings or what have you, and no, NASCAR won't go broke for going woke. They've been woke for decades.
No. And the other thing with that as well, too, is I think that just expedites what I was hearing during the week. The few days, even a little bit leading up to that. I know we haven't had a show in a little while. Hearing that he was going to be replaced anyway.
Oh.
Right? There's already been rumblings.
I have not heard this.
John Hunter Nemechek was already going to be in that car next year in the 42. As they are moving to Toyota.
Right. Because I'm like, well, how does that work? And then you just said that, and that's how that works. And I'm like, right, okay, because Toyota is all hot and horny for John Hunter Nemechek.
Yes. And they are not for Noah Gragson. Not at all.
Rick Ware Racing, he's perfect for them. In many ways.
Who's not in jail? Who can drive our car?
Yeah. So yeah, so brings into the Cup race, we had super sub Josh Berry, who's going to drive about a quarter of the field's cars this year, it seems.
Yeah, so was he not in the 42?
He was in the 42.
So has he drove for all three manufacturers this year in the Cup Series?
He hasn't driven a Ford yet.
Oh, no? Okay.
No.
Just checking.
And I think, isn't the 42
they're not
still right now?
They're still Chevy. Sorry, they're still Chevy, so it doesn't.
Yeah. I think, he's still just strictly Chevys this year.
Yeah.
He's the Chevy Super Sub, is what I'm saying.
No.
Yeah. For now. Until he drives for Ford next year, which we'll see. Yeah, hey, 2 weeks in a row, RFK Racing, not to go spoiler, but last week we had Chris Buescher. See, remembered for once.
Oh,
hey, win a race. That's how you stick around in my head. Win a race, too. So, he won, but BK was the better car the majority of the race. And again, very much, the 17 led some laps yesterday, because Mondays, Your boy tried. He tried.
Not the best cars in the field. There was only one car that was just, holy crap, was he on a rail?
Until the last run.
Yeah, that'd be it. Had a little issue.
And then the 17 found that rail too, because they basically were pretty even.
Well, he had coming out.
Well, yeah, but Brad, what I'm saying is Brad was up there quite a bit throughout both days, like Sunday and Monday.
And you know what?
That's great to see.
And you know what? For me, I'm kind of glad that they did get the win there, because that's the backyard for Rouse, the backyard for Keselowski.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? That's good on
yeah,
them.
and Brad said, like, going into Sunday, for him to win that would be bigger than Daytona 500. I was like, I get it, because that's your home track. You watched your dad race there forever and a day, you know? So I get it. And so, yeah, and it was interesting because, like he said after last week's win, you know, the next thing we got to do is do a multi-win season.
Yep.
Wasn't expecting it this quick. But.
Yep. But yeah, just watching, like, I tried to stay off social media. I had some people messaging me what was going on with the race. Then last night, getting in late because of the weather in Charlotte, I almost had to stay the night. Just happened to look and see the winner. So, and then then this morning on the way to work, kind of hearing the finish on XM. The last run, seeing Truex starting back like 17th, I'm like, how the hell does he finish second? But then they showed him, like, he's like, wow.
He was doing in the Cup race what we usually see Kyle Busch do in an Xfinity or Cup or a truck race.
Yeah,
you know, and just because Kyle is that much better than your average Truck Series driver.
Well, even I think it was it Junior that said, that's not a crew chief, just has to tell the guys that's not like a wedge or something that we can just change easily here. We got to go back to the shop and figure out what he's doing.
Yeah, how are they doing that? Yeah.
But
yeah, that's true. And and it was good to see, not that I like to see wrecks per se, but I like to see cars pushed to the edge. I like to see blown engines, which is a rare thing because they're all crate motors basically nowadays.
Yep.
I don't care what they say, but if one guy's building all the motors for that manufacturer for a series, that's a crate motor. That's a crate motor.
So the other thing, I didn't get to hear any in-car audio, and I haven't heard much said about it, but the Christopher Bell wreck, when Bowman took the air off of him.
Yes.
Did Bowman say, "Oh, I wrecked him"? Because he said it the other week when Denny took his air, and he's like, "Oh, Hamlin wrecked me. He tapped me." No, he didn't.
Yeah, I don't know. I fast forwarded through it.
Okay.
I don't pay attention.
I know.
Yeah. About that. But yeah, and Bell, they were able to fix the car enough to continue.
Yes.
I don't know how that rear spoiler stayed on. It was just surrounded by a wall of duct tape. But yeah. They're like, well, it's so much faster than the other cars out there. Like, well, maybe because the spoiler's at half the angle that the rest of the cars are at.
Exactly.
That might have something to do with it. But it was kind of nice to see lots of cars running hard, finding that edge, whatever. It kind of reminds me early days, we saw that with these cars because they were running them so low that if they bottomed out, they would spin out because they would all of a sudden run out of shock travel or what have you.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think old Chase is going to make the playoffs this year, Doug.
I was just going to say, what do you think the odds are of Chase? And I know they had that just before I went away. They had that on XM. They had the question. How will Chase and Bowman make it in? And everyone's like, oh yeah, Chase he's got the road courses coming up. He's going to be great on road courses. Well, you can't do shit on ovals.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't think either one of them are necessarily. And it's tightened up a bit but with the road courses coming up, it's kind of down to the 34 and the 54. And I'm kind of leaning on the 34 a bit, even though smaller team, but more experienced driver.
Well, remember, we got SVG coming back again.
We do. But also,
more
McDowell's
on him
background is road racing prior to NASCAR.
Yeah.
So, and it has been competitive on the road courses as far as like at least top 10s type thing.
Yep.
I don't know what it is. It's almost like Gibbs has to run sort of like Chastain, like they have to run that 11 tenths to be competitive. Because if they don't, they're just not,
Yeah.
And Gibbs, he was kind of up there at points during the race, but half of that was pit sequence. But then, hold up here, we're not just Hendrick fanboys, we're Gibbs fanboys, because let's show the points as of now running in stage 2, so they give stage points plus 5, because Gibbs has to be running second. McDowell's like 24th at the time. Like, oh, look at the major point shift. He's now 35 points in, blah, 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 blah. I'm just like, because he's about to pit, and the other guy has him. Like, what kind of slanted polling system is this? I'm like, come on. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see, because we don't know. And Gibbs has done it before. That's Joe, the owner, being like, okay, we need to get the boy in. Let's give him Truex's pit crew for this weekend. Let's do, we'll give everything, Which now they're pulling from the pool of 6 cars, because they didn't realize 2311 is built in the same fucking shop.
Well, and I have the pictures to prove that. That I just happened to, like I said, I went. When
I opened that photo, I stopped being a fan of that team. Basically, I was like, really? I'm like, you're a team on paper.
So
whatever, brother.
So Monday, I had to go pick up some guys at the airport. I had to go back from Rock Hill back to Charlotte to the airport. And I get to the airport, I do the park, get in the airport, and it's like, oh, they haven't left Toronto yet. I've got 2 hours. What am I going to do? Well, the shop's only 20 minutes away. I'm going to the shop.
Right.
As I kick the camera again. Go to the shop. So I kind of do all my stuff in the gift shop. I stroll over to the viewing gallery, and here I see the Franken car. Was the first picture I sent to you, because I see the all black car with the Hamlin windshield and the Truex auto owner's hood, right? Because we know that Gibbs shares parts.
Yeah.
And then kind of look around the shop, and the shop was empty. Like, it was a Monday morning, shop was empty. I'm not sure they even really unloaded the cars from Richmond yet.
Which they should have.
Well, probably, yeah. But
yeah, that place should, in theory, on a Monday morning, that place should be hopping. We visited enough shops on Monday mornings to know this.
It was dead. I don't want to get in trouble for sharing this picture, but it was dead. Let me see if I can get it here.
Yeah, I doubt they have any 300 employees anymore. If it is, most of that's the pit crews that they rent out to other teams. That's sad.
Mm-hmm. Yes, so there was the. It's not going to come in clear, is it? Come on. Okay, well, you can see the A on there for the auto owners. That's the. What if I try to do it that way?
There you
go.
Better.
Right, but you can see just how dead the shop was there, right? I'll just kind of get it back in there. That's a clean floor.
Yeah.
And We've been down on the shop floor. And then I happened to look
during a lunch break when we were on, because we were on the shop floor during lunch break.
Yes.
Because that's how we were able to get on the shop floor, because it was lunch break.
And that a Tuesday or a Wednesday that we were there? Or was it a Monday?
I think it was Monday.
Then I happened to look straight down, and come on, here we go.
There it is. That's a Bubba Wallace car.
That's a Bubba Wallace car on the shop floor.
Not cool. Get your own shop. You call yourself a race team. Race teams have race shops.
Come Come
You
on,
need,
focus in.
you need to do one of these.
Here's my other picture. I didn't get to send to you, and
You have no focus.
I got no focus. Right there.
Well, there you automatically focus for that.
What road am I on right there? It's bare. Nobody.
I'm not sure.
I was on the 485
Wow.
on a Monday morning.
Wow. That was it closed for
485.
repairs and you took a wrong turn?
No, I was on the okay. So I end up I go to the gift shop and it's like, okay, and now I still got like an hour and so what am I gonna do? So it's like, oh, I wanna go for food. So I hit up the Steak and Shake.
I figured you would have hit the local Golden Corral.
Well, I thought about it, but I just didn't have time. I was trying to look to see what was closest. And closest Steak and Shake for me, 11 minutes away. Where is it at? Bruton Smith Boulevard.
We know it well.
Know that one well. So we'll go there and Richie, if you're watching, they moved the claw. Because Steak and Shake now has cheapened out. Not happy at all. No. You now have to go in the door, you go to the left, and there's you know the McDonald's self-serve shit? That's what it is now for everything, takeout or eat in.
No deal.
And then you have to go and sit down and they call your name, and then there's the plastic cutlery, like they don't even have like real cutlery anymore.
No deal.
Food was still good.
Yeah.
So so this was week here. I got to hit up a even though Chick-fil-A is here, I had Chick-fil-A for the first time down there. Mm-hmm. We had it DoorDashed into the venue in Rock Hill. We're on the live feed and we have we DoorDash Chick-fil-A in there. So I had that for the first time. Strangely, first time at Dunkin' Donuts. I've ever had donuts from Dunkin' Donuts down there.
Okay.
And then, as I talked to you before, I made the wrong choice. I should have did the Waffle House at 2 a.m. with the commissioner of the ACL.
No, you didn't. You went to the right place. I looked at their menu last night.
The cookout place?
Yeah. They have 50 locations, and they're all northeast of Charlotte.
Yeah, but when you can get a freaking hot dog as a side on your burger.
Ah, that was a corn dog. Corn dog as a side.
No, that sign on the store said hot dog.
Okay, because I was looking at the menu last night.
Well, maybe it would have been a corn dog, and then chicken nuggets.
Yep.
I'll take a burger with a side of chicken nuggets.
Polynesian sauce. I was like, what the fuck is Polynesian sauce?
But I did do the fries.
Yes.
And the hush puppies.
Of course you did.
I had to do hush puppies.
I saw the hush puppies. I said, Terry, Symmetry, Charles, they were all there. Did I not say Doug would have got the hush puppies?
Got the hush puppies.
Of course, I believe Trev said, what the fuck's a hush puppy? And then I told him what it was, and he just went in diabetic shock himself just by hearing it.
Oh, no, it was good. And they were little, they were best hush puppies I've ever had.
It says corn dog's a veggie.
And then I did the peanut butter shake.
Okay. I saw was it the banana and peanut butter, I think it was.
Yeah, their shakes are thick.
Thick.
I tried to use the straw, couldn't, had to use the spoon. Why'd they give me a spoon? Give me a spoon for the shake.
Yep. They also do Cheerwine floats. Yay. Yep. I love it. It said tea on ice, but it doesn't say it's sweet tea. But when you looked at the 600 calories, I went, oh, yeah. And the two sizes, large and huge.
Yeah. Then, because we're just talking about food, I also had to do twice. So nice, I had to do it twice. Taco Bell for the Nacho Bel Grande. Oh, yes.
I would have been hitting the Bojangles instead.
Well, I've done that before, right?
It's better.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, especially for breakfast. Oh.
No, did not add the bacon to the banana milkshake. So news happening here.
Yeah.
news. There was some news broke this afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
SVG will be racing in the Xfinity Series next year, full time.
Next year.
Yes, I forget.
So in other words, he called home, got out of his contract for V8 Supercars next year.
Yes. That and Martin Truex Jr. announced he's coming back.
Yep.
I said it.
Starting next year as a year-to-year contract thing.
I said it. I've already said it here that he was coming back. Mm-hmm. Terry, give me a Boston cream from Tim Hortons anytime. So Martin announces he's coming back. Then he also makes another announcement. In that announcement, Ryan Truex will be doing a part-time Xfinity schedule for probably JGR as well in the Xfinity Series.
Nice.
Ryan Ellis will be competing full-time for Alpha Prime.
I think that's just a cash grab, though, Doug. See, Martin gets his brother enough races, right, at the house team, so he can charge him rent on taking up a quarter of his shop with his crap.
Well, that shop is closed now. You can't go in there and check it out. So,
what, down below the gift shop?
There's no gift shop. You can't go in there to see anything anymore.
At Ryan's shop?
Huh?
At Martin's shop, I mean?
Yep.
Well, how'd you get the t-shirt?
I went to JGR. I didn't go to Mooresville. Went to Huntersville.
Oh. See, now when you said the woman recognized, I assumed it was at Martin's shop, because who the fuck goes to Martin's shop other than you? And occasionally me.
This guy did. I see that. So the other news in the Xfinity Series, Camden Murphy will be competing for SS Green Light Racing at Indianapolis Road Course.
Mm-hmm.
I see that the Toxic Waste Sour Candy will be on Brendan Poole's number 6 at the Indy Road Course.
Sure.
And Connor Daly will be driving for Alpha Prime Racing at the Indy Road Course.
Might as well. He doesn't have a day job.
Yep.
He lost his ride in IndyCar earlier this year.
Yes. Then on the Cup Series,
IndyCar was at Nashville this past weekend, and I'm trying to remember, was it Miguel Pillow? Simon Pillow? Points leader? No, he didn't win. Somebody else won. Who the hell won? It was an okay race. It's basically a freaking figure 8. You go over the bridge, you turn around, you go over the bridge, you turn around. That's it. That's the whole street course. They shouldn't call it a street course. They should call it a bridge course in Nashville.
Yes. So and then Cup news for the next 2 races, since we're doing 2 road courses back to back.
Right.
Rockefeller will be in the 42 car.
Sure.
For Legacy Motorsports.
Longtime BMW driver. Mike Rockefeller.
Yes. That their only other big thing I have seen is Save the Date. Is coming up at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, Busch Light to host the fastest wedding ever. Let's see here if I can get this here. Save the Date, Busch Light. The love comes at you fast. Scientifically speaking, it can take only 1/5 of a second to fall in love. But if love happens so fast, why are weddings so slow? Busch Light, long-standing NASCAR sponsor, is bringing a new level of speed to the painfully slow tradition. On October 15th, Speedway.
You mentioned 2 different beers now.
What I mentioned?
First time you said Bud Light. Now you said Busch Light.
That's Busch Light.
Okay.
So 21 plus couples who want to skip the long-winded ceremony and race to the reception. Busch Light, got it that time, throwing the fastest wedding imaginable, the Busch Light Pit Stop Wedding, in none other than Las Vegas at NASCAR race during Kevin Harvick's.
Why do we care about this?
During Kevin Harvick's pit stop.
Why do we care about this?
Well, I'm just saying.
Yeah. Anywho's. All right. I don't know. We're going to Indy. Who do you like at Indy? Martin?
He's been too good the last little bit. Like they're on a rail, man. Like it's this summertime that they really start to heat up.
I don't know. I'd like to choose Dinger, but he's been off lately.
I think he needs to forget about the Xfinity Series. You're a Cup driver now. Forget about the Xfinity Series.
That was a previous commitment last week.
Right?
That was one of those deals. Like,
yeah,
he brings the money to the Xfinity Series, so blah blah. You know what? Let's see if the Kiwi can go 2 for 2 in his career, and then I just say, dude, do not ever come back. Just retire. You're 2 for 2.
Yep.
So, all right. So on that note, Doug's been Doug. I've been me. Y'all been y'all, because that's how that works. We'll be back maybe next week. We'll see. Oh no, you're working nights.
Yeah, I'm doing. We're it's that time of year again, putting the ice in. So I'm doing 2 weeks back to back of evenings. We can do a lunch show if you're awake.
I'll be awake. I might not be here though. I generally not home at that time of day anymore. I'm usually off doing stuff for the Evil Empire down the road, which had to cut that short today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'll tell you off air. All right, folks. Be good to each other, and don't. They make mechanics gloves that are fire retardant.
One time, I heard that all weekend in Rock Hill. Give it to me one time. I just need one time that you don't burn the finger. One time.